Apparently Firefox isn't really a cool thing anymore. What's going on here? What? Almost like on cue, that was weird. Okay, something I need to do is just kind of burn. I don't know. I have such a hard time. I want to say I should just burn through this tutorial like efficiently. The problem is I have such a hard time because I feel like I need to understand stuff at a deep level. But like, I don't know. On the one hand, what's really gonna help you understand at a deep level is working on your own projects. So it's like burn through this enough to be like, okay, yeah, okay, so you can control. You can do mouse input in OpenGL, cool. There's some math stuff that plays into that, awesome. Okay, you can do the zoom effect, cool. You know, yada yada, and kind of like just pick up the general awareness of things that you can do. And then once you're done with the tutorial, you can then go, okay, I want to implement XYZ. Okay, that would involve these concepts that I am now aware of. Dang, is my freaking... Oh my god, is my desk cracked? What the hell? I think my desk is cracked. That's crazy. Anyways, so it's like, I don't, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't really want to move on. Excuse me. Don't really want to move on when I don't really understand stuff, you know? But at the same time, how long have I been working on this tutorial? 2-3 years? My god. So maybe at this point, let's try something else, you know? That's not exactly ideal. So let's see where we are. We just did a thing where you have the, well, in theory, you have the, if you look down all the way, you like can't look down all the way. It doesn't seem to be working like you'd expect, because like, see that weird, it's kind of hard to view when the scene, like it's definitely not, you can't see my mouse movement, so it may not look as weird, but it definitely doesn't seem to be working the way video games generally work. So that's interesting. So I have this here, which is what they are saying is supposed to allow that to not be weird, but it is still weird. Pitch is greater than 89, cap it at 89. I need to do a float or something, 0.0. I don't know why that would affect it. Yeah, that doesn't affect it. It's just weird. It's just weird. Like I'm dragging, I was dragging down that entire time. But it was just behaving really weird. Like now I don't even know where I am. Okay. Dragging down, dragging down, dragging down, still dragging down, still dragging down, still dragging down. It's like, it's just, I don't know. It's a little extra to the camera system. Will also implement a zooming interface. So the field of view, or FOV, largely defines how much we can see of the scene. When the field of view becomes smaller, the scene's projected space gets smaller. The smaller space is projected over the same NDC, giving the illusion of zooming in. To zoom in, we're going to use the mouse scroll wheel. Yeah, that makes sense. Man, why does Mega Keys just die all the time? There you go. Dumb. Okay. So when we're scrolling, we decrement the FOV by the Y offset. Oh, I guess because we're talking about vertical scrolling. Like I have a scroll wheel on the side. Where is this? On the side of my mouse. I could technically do that too if I wanted to do something else with it, but then we clamp the FOV also need to register that scroll wheel. I need to change my NVIM search highlight. Like if I search for set mouse, I just don't like it when you're not on the thing you're searching for. Sure, it makes sense. When you're on it though, I don't like how the current character is not really. I mean, let's just go do that real quick. How to change color of cursor when searching for something in NVIM. Like the character, the search or the cursor is on when hitting N is a bad color combo and is hard to see. Let's see if like a short switch. GUI foreground. Go green. Actually, go black. Guessing this won't persist outside of this, right? Oh, so that's a little bit better. The current match the one under your cursor. Yeah, that makes sense. But like the problem is the actual initial character itself. The problem is the actual specific character under the cursor. Yeah, it didn't say anyways, but that's like, okay, it's something I can look into later. Okay. But anyways, we'd want to do just that scroll callback. We've been using the FOV, yeah. We'd also want to use the FOV for the projection. Right now we're just passing in this as the FOV. Okay, not working actually. Let's make sure the callback itself is even working. Oh, we're not updating the projection matrix each time, I'm guessing, is part of the issue. What we're doing is setting it here once, but the FOV is constantly getting updated. So let's try putting it down here. Really need to clean up this loop. Like these indentations are a little spotty. But again, it's a sandbox program, so. Okay, cool. There we go. Nice. Now, I think that could be a little bit smaller, right? I suppose that's not right. Because okay, the max FOV is going to be getting wider, so that is what you think. Why I thought it was opposite. Like it's almost like I thought it was the zoom effect. That's crazy. It's not really a zoom. It's like an FOV. It's just kind of, it's a little bit different. Like either way, cool. Got that working. Dope. The upcoming chapters will you always use a camera to easily look around the scenes and see the results from all angles. However, since the camera code can take a significant amount of space, on each chapter we'll abstract its details a little and create our own camera object that does most of the work for us with some neat little extras. Unlike the shader chapter, we won't walk you through creating the camera class, but provide you with the fully commented source code if you want to know the inner workings. Like the shader object, we define the camera class entirely in a single header file. You can find the camera class here. You should be able to understand the code after this chapter. It is advised to at least check the class out once. An example on how you could create your own camera system. Camera system we introduce is a fly-like camera that suits most purposes and works well with Euler angles, but be careful when creating different camera systems like an FPS camera or a flight simulation camera. Each camera system has its own tricks and quirks, so be sure to read up on them. For example, this flight camera doesn't allow for pitch values higher than or equal to 90 degrees, and a static up vector of 0, 1, 0 doesn't work when you take roll values into account. The updated version of the source code using the new camera object can be found here. See if you can transform the camera class in such a way that it becomes a true FPS camera where you cannot fly. Okay, that's something I was going to do anyways. You can only look around while staying on the XZ plane solution. Try to create your own look at function where you manually create a view matrix as discussed at the start of this chapter. Replace Julian's look at function with your own implementation. See if it still acts the same. Interesting. Camera.h. Enoma. Okay. Damn. We're on different lines, guys. What the fuck is this? What even is this? Zoom. What is this, dude? What even is this syntax right now? Dude, this is, I don't know, this is rubbing me the wrong way. I am not a fan of this. Constructor with vectors. What? This is like laying out what the constructor expects? I don't know if I've ever seen the syntax. I mean, I don't do much with C++, so that's fair, but it's like default values or something. Yeah, okay. This seems, they did it in a way that's like extremely unreadable. Not to mention this whole arg thing with like capitals and like this right there, yaw, yaw, pitch, pitch. It's like, guys, I don't know. Like, what's a good way of doing this though? Because it's kind of disgusting no matter what you do, right? And these are like list initializers or whatever it's called. I feel like we're missing a parentheses, right? Oh, no, we're not. No, because the parentheses ends right here. Sure. So we have default values for position, up, yaw, pitch. In the case that you actually pass slipping in for that, up, position, up, yaw, pitch just gets set right here. These ones don't have defaults, and they get set through there. Kind of weird. I guess zoom and speed and sensitivity are less changing. Interesting. Okay. Constructor with vectors. Okay. Constructor with scalars. Here we go again. Here we go again, man. That returns the view matrix calculated using Euler angles in the look at matrix. Okay. I don't know how I feel about the capitalized variables. Processes input received from any keyboard-like input system. Yeah, I changed that, right? Yeah, underscores. No, thank you. No, thank you. Oh, shit. See, this code here doesn't work. At least when I had it. So I'm curious to mess with this more once this is all, you know, copied in or whatever. Thing is, it's called zoom. It's not. Is it really a zoom? I guess it kind. It's not really a zoom. Because zoom, the zoom causes the FOV. I mean, it's an FOV thing. It's a slightly different effect than if it was an actual zoom. But we'll just copy it for now because we're just living in this lawless land with this guy. Now I'll work on understanding this tomorrow. I just want to see if it works. I guess. Right, but then how do we use it? Yeah, that's right. The versions of source code can be found here. Oh, Apple, sure. Okay, so next task. Just throw Wilo here. Now need to use the new camera.hpp class code.